Hello everyone, today's video is going to be something quite different, and that is a challenge video. So I've put together my 21 top tips for you to stay productive during this 21-day lockdown. Rather than sitting home and being unproductive and checking our phones every 2 minutes and just feeling totally overwhelmed and like we have no power in this situation, I really wanted to make a video just showing you what you can do at this time to stay productive and hopefully come out the other side a better person with better prospects for your business. If you're new here, hi, my name is Megs, and every week I release tech tutorials on how you can do digital better. I really hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So my first top tip is why not try and up your Instagram game. Now there are so many cool planning apps that are available on the Play and iStores, which make it that much easier to plan your feed, which if you're running a small business can really come in handy. So my favorites are Plan and Planoly, but there's also one called Preview, which is great. And essentially how they work is they mimic the grid of Instagram, but allow you to drag, drop and swap up your images so that you can get your row flow just right. Another challenge that you can rise up to is to edit your photos better. So my favorite photo editing app is Snapseed, but there's loads out there. There's VSCO, which I know a lot of other people like, and both of them are free to download from the Apple Play Store, but VSCO has a lot more functionality and it's premium membership. But Snapseed, I've always used the free version. I don't even think there is a premium version, and it's amazing. And it's not about adding crazy filters or trying to make you not look like yourself. It's more about upping the contrast, upping the brightness, and even maybe the sharpness if the camera on your phone isn't so great. Why not take the time to up your Instagram stories game? Now I have 4 new favorite apps, 3 of which are my trusty faves and one I discovered this week. So the first one is Over, absolutely love it. Unfold, UNUM, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And then the 4th one that I just discovered is Mojo. Now we know that Instagram stories is a very fast moving platform, so it's great to be able to differentiate your brand just that little bit as people are tapping through the feed. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed recently that more and more business is conducted on WhatsApp, and it can be difficult trying to type polite messages back to prospective customers on your phone. Normally you're on a rush and on the go, but what I would suggest if this is the case is looking at WhatsApp Web. So this is actually a thing that you can employ on your desktop browser, so Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, and it just allows you to mirror your WhatsApp on your phone onto your computer. And this means that you can type, of course, using your keyboard, which makes it easier to get back to people a little bit quicker, as well as allowing you to drag and drop things like PDF and images straight from your computer too. So it really is a handy tool. Another thing that you can try is WhatsApp's video call functionality that works for up to 4 people. And all you need to do is WhatsApp video call your bestie, and then you can add 3 more people. So that means you can have a total of 5 people in the chat, 4 people including yourself. And that's just great to have a glass of wine and catch up with your friends and check in on them at this difficult time. Don't, of course, forget to hang out with your colleagues. Now, there are so many platforms that make hanging out with your colleagues so much easier. My personal favorite is Slack, but Google Hangouts is also amazing, as is Zoom and Microsoft Teams. And that just means that you can stay in touch, keep that connection while you're working from home with your colleagues, and even catch up with them over a whiskey or 2. So I've seen a lot of companies doing a lot more of this, where you still have to keep that like personal one-on-one element, even if you're doing it from afar. Why not try a digital declutter? Now, I've seen a lot of YouTubers talking about digital minimalism. So it's much like a spring clean for your house, but just on your digital devices. We seem to accumulate so many versions of the same image and use up a lot of storage on videos that someone WhatsApped us a year ago that we haven't looked at since. So it's a really good idea just to deep clean, whether it's your phone, your iPad or your computer, and I'm certain that it'll also give you that peace of mind and clarity of thought when you do feel a lot more kind of organized with your digital filing and just knowing where everything is. When was the last time you backed up your files to your hard drive? That is the question that I want to know. I feel like we all tell ourselves this lie that we'll back up our stuff, and we never ever do, and heaven forbid something happens to our laptop and we are completely screwed. So what I would suggest is backing up your files if you have an external hard drive, taking the time to to do that, or why don't you just move to the cloud completely? So I have a terabyte of storage with Google Drive, and it's super affordable, and it just means that my little MacBook Pro doesn't get bogged down with all these folders and all these files and slow down the processing speed when I can actually just pop it in the cloud. You guys know I just wanted to say back up to the cloud, but for real, we hear everyone talking about working on the cloud and then none of us really seem to do it. So now would be a good time to do that. I would also suggest using this time to work more collaboratively with your team. And the easiest way to go about doing this is to use more collaborative tools. So instead of using Microsoft Word, why not look at using something like Google Docs, Excel, there's a different version called Google Sheets, and PowerPoint, there's a version called Google Slides. And what this means is that you can have multiple people working on the same document, and then that document can get shared via a link, and people can make their own changes on the document without version control nightmares of the same document flying forwards and backwards between your teams. A lot of people say that a database is the most important asset that a business owns, and I must say I couldn't agree more. It's so important to have a database of your consumers that is hygienic, cleaned, enriched, and just has highly engaged people. It doesn't need to be the biggest database, but it needs to be prospective customers or past customers that are likely to purchase your products or services. So now would be a great time to look at using software or service if you don't already, like a Mailchimp or even Everlytic if you're based in South Africa. If you already have a highly engaged database, then why not look at growing it with a lead magnet? What exactly is a lead magnet, you ask? It's essentially a PDF. It can be up to 10 pages, let's say, and it's some really valuable curated information about you and your business that adds value to a customer's life. So for Do Digital, for example, I could offer a digital glossary because it really drives home what is Meg trying to do with her business. Oh, she's trying to upskill people to do digital better. And so there I'm giving away something for free rather than giving away a physical prize, but the customer still feels like they're getting something. And that in exchange will incentivize them to give their email address. We know that some products and services take longer to kind of materialize than others, so it's really all about nurturing that lead from that point on, and the digital magnet or incentive that you offer is really that first step. You know how you have always wanted to do market research for your business? Have you ever? That's the question that I want to know. People always talk about doing qualitative and quantitative research for their businesses, but actually when was the last time that you enabled this? So I would recommend looking at something like SurveyMonkey, but Microsoft Forms is also great for this purpose too, and Google also has its own survey product. And what this enables you to do is actually send out a clickable link to your database and ask people, it doesn't need to be your customers, it could also be your staff, what can you do better as a business? So we all know that we need to be able to sell our business rather than sending out that old drab PowerPoint or keynote that you're not that impressed or proud of, is actually to take the time to work on your PowerPoint presentation if you use that, or keynotes, to work on a letterhead, and to also work on a business card. And the software that's going to help you with all three of those is Canva, if you feel kind of motivated and confident enough to do it yourself, or you can just outsource it digitally using a service like Fiverr and looking for someone that can help you retrace your logo if it's not high res enough, and do all these little executions and placements on your various marketing collateral. And when you come back in business in 21 days time, kabam! If you do not have a photographic bone in your body, but you want to up-level the photography that appears on your social media and your website, then I have the 3 websites for you. Unsplash, Pexels, and Nappy.co are 3 of my favorite free stock photography websites. And these not only have amazing lifestyle photography, some of them also have videography too. I would also suggest taking this time to work on your website. It doesn't have to be an entire refresh, but why not look at the keywords that you should be ranking for in your industry to get a little bit more of that organic visibility, or you can redo your website altogether if it really is bugging you to that degree. And my favorite tools are Wix. I find it to be the most affordable, especially in South Africa, but you can also look at Squarespace and WordPress. Why not look at enabling e-commerce functionality? I know it always sounds like such a lofty ambition, but I built an Etsy store over the weekend and it was honestly the simplest thing I've ever done. It is super affordable as well. I believe it's $20 per product that you list, and I think the listing is live for about 4 months if I'm not mistaken, as well as a transactional fee on each purchase, but it really really is affordable. If you're looking for a more advanced option, Shopify is absolutely fantastic. But if you want to minimize that time to market now, I would really suggest using something like Envato Market and purchasing a Shopify template and then just paying someone to configure the template for you. Again, you can use Fiverr, or if you're feeling particularly tech savvy, you can do it yourself. Another thing that you now have loads of time to check out is podcasts. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely mad about podcasts. My all-time favorite is Freakonomics, but everyone has such different tastes that I'm not going to make any recommendations there. However, I would recommend checking out the New York Times's best podcast list for 2020 that has some goodies on there, as well as checking the rankings on the Google Podcast app or the iOS podcast app, as well as checking out Spotify. Spotify has some great finds too. And one of my friends put it so poignantly, and she said, how amazing is it that you can get into your car and not know something and get out your car the other side and have just unlocked a whole new world of information. So that is really what I love most about podcasts. If you already have an e-commerce offering, but you'd just like to extend the reach of that, then I would really recommend looking at Facebook Shop and Instagram Shop. Now, it helps consumers so much just shop with the touch of a button natively on the platform that they're already on, and then taking them through to your e-commerce website at the last minute to convert and transact on your site. And it just requires you to have a checkout page on your website. So you do need to be e-commerce enabled, but it definitely enhances the reach and the visibility of your products and services. Another amazing thing that you can look at doing that I find so cathartic, especially in this difficult time, is journaling. So I have a little journal that I try and write in every day. So it really helps to just frame your mindset for the day and start you off on the right foot. Now, I've been very slow to get onto the audiobooks train, but I must say I tried Audible about 3 months ago and I'm absolutely hooked. So the book that I'm currently listening to is Becoming by Michelle Obama, and it's so powerful having the author of the book actually read their book to you. If you spend a lot of time in traffic, it's also obviously amazing for that because you just feel any road rage kind of subside in you, even in Cape Town traffic, because you're just listening to a really great story. And finally, why not look at learning a new skill? So there are so many digital marketing courses that are available on the internet. Google actually has two. The first one is called Google's Digital Garage, and that offers quite broad strokes courses all around digital. And there is a 40-hour one called The Fundamentals of Digital Marketing that's really cool, and it actually offers free certification. So the whole thing is free, including the certification thereafter. And then they also have a second one called Google SKILLSHARE. This is a lot more specialist, and I believe you do have to pay for most of the certifications, but some that you could look at doing would be Google Ads, Google Marketing, which is their full suite of products, as well as Analytics Academy. I know that Google Analytics is a lot of people's bugbears when it comes to digital marketing, so there's that resource as well. But as I say, you would need to pay if you wanted the certification, but those resources are amazing. If digital and social media marketing are not your thing, then there's other things that you can try as well, like Duolingo, for example, helps you to learn languages completely for free. I've gotten so much joy and kind of fulfillment out of learning how to use iMovie, and so learning video skills would be super helpful. And finally, in terms of what I'm currently busy with, I'm trying to learn stop animation on Procreate, which allows you to make GIFs from an iPad and a stylus, which is so cool. I just love the internet sometimes. Thank you everyone so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it that thumbs up. It really helps my channel, as well as leave me a comment down below. I would love to know if you have any video ideas or topic ideas for me, or alternatively any questions. You guys know that I love hanging out in the comment section, so I will be sure to get back to you if you leave me a message. I can't wait to see you guys for the next video. Please stay safe, look after yourselves, and be kind to yourself and those around you. Until then, let's do digital better. I can help you out.